marketing, entrepreneurship, and all things small business. You're listening to the Jurassic Marketing's Triceratops. Now, here's your host, Justin Miller.
We are here with the new era and new year.
New era? That's not a new shirt.
It might be.
Is it? I don't know.
I have lost track of the wardrobe for the shows, what we've used, what we haven't.
I mean, we're to a point now where right off the camera, you can't see it. There's like 6 or 7 shirts. He now has you should need a trailer. You need your own green room for just the shirts.
Like a road case to move around with it.
We'll have to get a shot of that at some point. But
there's no mirror though. No mirror.
No, that's true. You have to go like down the hallway to
no makeup,
see yourself.
no mirror, no focus on this main camera.
No, those are all things that we'll worry about later in 2026.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we made it's the important part.
That's true.
If you are hearing this, we successfully rolled the year. We didn't have like the Y2K thing. Do you remember the Y2K?
I do. Like that, and it turned out to be like pretty much nothing, if I remember right.
Yeah, no, I remember I was at a friend's house. They were having a party. I think it was a birthday party. And like at midnight, their parents shut off the main circuit breaker to the house. Like everything was going. It all stopped.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were telling us was going to happen, right?
That's like 2.5 decades ago. That's crazy. I do remember, like, it was, because I remember the radio station engineers were like, and the IT guys were deathly afraid that everything was going to, all the automation was going to shut down. I'm like, I'm going home. I'm not staying here. Play CDs. I'm going home. Midnight. Forget that.
Yeah, I mean, as an aside, I found a 3,500 watt FM transmitter we could add to our podcast here.
Broadcasting.
Yeah, new
to greater East Moline.
Pirates.
We need to get a tower. You got a tower?
That's in fad right now. It's
it is, yeah. I mean,
before we get too political.
Wow.
New era, new year. And back at it. So, last year was a bit of a roller coaster around here, honestly. Seemed like we had ups and downs, and consumer or business owner sentiment was all over the place. There were actually a couple stats with that. I got them for our next episode, but really interesting. There's optimism stats with business owners and what they think the economy is going to do.
Yeah,
and then, based on that, of course, their behavior is affected on what they spend and what they don't. And this is actually one of the reasons why when we're planning for the year, we do it offsite away from the business. We didn't invent this, obviously. Mm-hmm. To a lot of people, this is going to be old hat, but you really have to get out of the day-to-day and out of the way of everything else to think clearly and make your own optimism index high enough to, plot out instead of just react to everything. So, yeah, it was a bit of chaos last year. It
was a very reactionary year.
I enjoy like everything we do, but I don't know if I would want to redo that year.
No, 2025 for me was, if I don't repeat anything about 2025, it was bad for business, bad for family stuff, bad. It was just not my favorite year at all.
Yeah, and I mean, we had, as is always the case, we have some clients that, the business goes south or doesn't make it. And, there are always upside exceptions too, even on down economy. So we see it all. Sometimes outside eyes looking in, we're just a vendor. Sometimes we're a little more consultative and have a closer relationship with that client and what's going on in their business. But really just, roller coaster is the best term I have for it. We ended 2025. If you want to look at the financials, we ended pretty decent. But, geez, we had a path to get there. We worked harder than ever before. The podcast you're seeing is representative of us doing extra work we never had to do before to get the results we wanted to get.
True.
So despite some people's opinions, I do actually come into work when it's necessary.
Because you got to fill your trailer full of shirts over here.
Well, you see, when they're the wardrobe here, that's business assets.
That's true.
Nothing to do. It's more like the wife kicked them out of the house.
Well, I know where you got most of them, but there are a lot of. Who would have thought there were that many different designs with dinosaurs on them?
Oh, there's plenty more too. So.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I don't think they'll get destroyed sitting on the rack in the studio, though. So we probably have sufficient. I don't know why you didn't grab one off the rack.
I probably should. I didn't. I thought they were for the host only.
I'm sure wardrobe has your size.
Yeah, really, that's true. That'll be one of the new changes for this year. I'll have to start dressing in code uniform.
That's a good idea. You should write that down. I got, believe it or not, on this desk of all this high-tech equipment, I have nothing to take notes with.
That's true.
So I think we're going to have to add that
little digital thing
for 2026. We will add note taking. When we have the guest, usually I take some notes or review afterwards. But it's just me rambling. It came from up here. It's still up there. But let's talk about like the tail end of the year and what happened, because a lot of people kind of accidentally fall through the end of the year. And as we have our whole staff meetings here, I'm continually telling the whole staff, okay, we got 15 full real work days left this year. Make sure that they don't go away or they'll be gone. And then what happens is you come back into January, which is probably the time you're listening to this, and you're behind the 8 ball before you even get going.
Yeah.
It's in fact, we're going to switch our annual planning cycle. Like right now here, actually about the time this airs, we will have done our offsite doing our plan for the year and our goal for the year. Next year, or this year, 2026, we're going to shift that back into Q4 so that when we come in on January 2nd, everyone knows the game plan. We don't lose that week waiting for the offsite and everything.
Yeah.
And it's not a drastically different plan. Like we're not like shifting everything we do overnight.
Yeah.
But what happens is the businesses, they just go quiet. Like people just disappear. So right now, this drives the account exec team nuts. Yeah, we're recording this the tail end of December, very tail end. And clients and prospects and leads just go silent. And I'm assuming it's that way in a lot of businesses.
Yeah, I mean, it's because they're busy. They're off for the holidays. They're doing things with friends or family.
Yeah, I mean, the only exception is the ones that are trying to get that last write-off, so the taxable income doesn't count on that year.
Yeah.
But by and large, a lot of people by this time have quit. The phones go quiet. I mean, they're there, but they're not there.
Yeah, the last week and a half of the year are pretty hard if you're not in a business that is geared towards like last minute holiday shopping.
Yeah, and it's very easy to let the staff kind of disappear mentally.
Coast.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure they're listening to the podcast. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, really. They're like, please.
And then there's all the PTO and everything else. So as I remind people, like, hey, we got 5 business days left, but we're paying you for 10 or whatever the case may be. So we got to still have some results. And with the businesses going quiet, one of the things that tends to go quiet is marketing. This is something that I don't want to say it just stops, but in the grand scheme of where people's attention is, it falls rapidly during those last couple of weeks. I'm sure like the business auto dealers are the exception, right?
Yeah.
Get that new truck or van and get that bonus depreciation right now. But the marketing just goes extinct. And this is why it's so important. And this is one of the reasons that we're moving our planning cycle back, is so that when we hit January, the plan's there and there isn't a quiet period. So the whole point of marketing is to build trust, gather a lead. And without consistent communication and being in front consistently, we lose that. So if we disappear for a couple of weeks and our messages die down or our frequency dies down, our touch points die down, then we have to rebuild that traction to start again. It's like we sank in the water and we
you lose all your momentum.
Yeah, and in sales, that's everything. Momentum's everything. I preach that a lot too. It's like, awesome, we closed this big deal. Great, right now, go get another one.
Yeah.
There's a tendency to just
see. Now that's at the end of the year. I noticed with me, there were a couple clients I tried to close for early in the year, and once I did, I was mentally checked out. I'm like, all right, now it's time to wrap gifts. Now it's time to finish shopping. Now it's time to watch football and drink beer. I mean, once I closed the things and all the holiday events were done, I really shut it down. I mean, I'm terrible at that.
Well, look, there is a time for that, right?
Yep.
And as you know, listeners might not, like I'm pretty good at carving out and compartmentalizing stuff. Sorry. Work-life balance is, the term that was used and is now, now when you hear like the business influencers, they're pretty much preaching no such thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think that's true. I think that's a deliberate choice.
Yeah.
I think it might change the speed of growth.
Well, that's true.
But it should be a choice, and it depends what that goal is or what's going on environmentally. I have that discussion at home too. Like, okay, there's going to be some times I'm guessing they're about these weeks or these quarters of the year that I'm going to be putting in more hours than you're used to.
Yeah. Well, but that's also balanced off with some of that time at the holidays where maybe you give the family time that you normally are at work. Like I ended up watching Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, Santa Claus 2. We watched Elf. All the things that National Lampoon. Dad, how old is Chevy? That's the thing with the 11-year-old. Every movie, is he still alive? Is Chevy Chase still alive? Yes. Is the Santa, Tim Allen, is he still alive? That's her reference point to everything before 2000. I'm like, yes, they're still alive. It's not like this movie isn't 50 years old.
Yeah, Chevy's still alive. Just don't give him a live mic in the front of the crowd.
Boy, he looks rough. He's rough. If you see him, I'm like, he's rough looking.
Oh.
And then you watch the movie, you're like, he looks so young.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he ever had a filter, but if he did, it's gone now.
It's gone now. He doesn't. Yeah. It's a money grab. If you're gonna, you see the movie, he sits on a chair, you take your picture, he half smiles, and you give him the $50. It's a money grab. He must have high pharmacy costs or something. I don't know. And I like Chevy Chase, but dude, I don't. Yeah, I bet he's a pretty unhappy guy. He's like, let's just go to this next town and make our money. Roll the credits.
Yeah, and that reminds me of the celebrity conventions.
Oh yeah,
all the celebrities are in at a 6-foot table with a banner of who they are behind them, and you pay to get your autograph or whatever.
Yep.
So if you see,
holidays to me though, it was fun to reconnect with the daughters and unplug from work a little bit, but I don't know if you're better at that than I am. I never can fully disengage from work. I'm always thinking about something.
It depends what's going on.
Yeah.
I can disengage while things are going well. I have no problem doing that. If there is a logically solved problem, we'll keep ruminating in my head till it's solved.
Well, let's be honest, though, too. After about a week of nonstop contact with the children, I'm like, you know what? It's not a bad idea for all of us to go back to our lives. Happy New Year.
As we record this, I think we're on day 2 officially upgraded.
Yeah, I'm like, does school start on the 4th, I think? I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, it throws everything into a bit of an uproar for sure. If things slow down, though, this is also the time you can see what's systematized in your business and what's broken.
Shouldn't it all be systematized, though? Isn't that the whole point? The last several episodes that we did the year was we shouldn't be having problems now. We should be rolling along.
If it could all be systems, then the AI runs the world. So,
yeah. Oh, that was the other thing. We were watching something in the Santa Claus movie from 1994, and I'm in the bathroom. We have one right on the main floor, and I hear something happen, some trick, and Camden goes, "Oh, that's AI." I'm like, Camden, that movie was 30 years old. It's not AI. It's just a CGI graphic from Hollywood.
I hear that. I have one that says that on the prescription drug commercials. It's like, that's AI. I'm like, it's probably not. They have an infinite budget. I bet that was real.
That's probably real. Yeah, exactly. Just everything's AI, though. I'm like, what does that mean? I don't even know what that. Everything's AI.
Yeah, our second grader, I guess, they were watching movies at school and watching Polar Express, and the kids were yelling that movie's AI.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's old school.
Animated. It may have been computer animated. I can't remember. But
yeah.
Either way, no AI. But yeah, if your systems start breaking during the slowdown, it's exposing a flaw that it's time to fix, rather than crisis response. So if you have 2 weeks of light staff or light objectives, and all the numbers start crashing, that's a good reason to back up right now at the beginning of the year, take a day or two, and get a real plan together and start working on it. Going back to what we saw last year, so. In 2025, we had winners, we had losers, and really the common theme, and you and I talked about it a lot here, was consistency. Mm-hmm. So the ones that were winning had consistency in their efforts. They weren't jumping at the latest fad. They weren't putting marketing out when they needed desperate cash flow, and then once they had cash flow, backing off, and then putting in it again. Really, with the overall macroeconomy, I guess, for lack of a better term, it became obvious who was chasing and who was proactively building.
Yeah.
So were they proactive? Were they reactive? And, we've said it forever, but whether people want to admit it or not, I think they saw the results this year. One way or the other.
Yeah.
if they weren't consistent in their communications, they probably got hurt this year or last year, 2025.
Oh yeah, the less proactive you are, the more reactive you end up being too. It's like constant fires or constant stresses.
Well, yeah, and most people don't have kind of leading indicators to be quickly reactive.
So by the time you react, you're already knee deep in the trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not necessarily too late, but it's going to be a lot harder to dig out.
Yeah.
And one of our tools for that, and we've been preaching it for years and years and years, is client newsletters. It's that consistent, proactive communication. And that's one of those pieces that gets cut easily. Dan Kennedy used to say it, and I've witnessed it here running the business, but it's one of the first things that gets cut because it doesn't have that immediate detraction when it does. Yeah. But it's the one that's actually going to hurt you the most over the midterm. Can you bring it back? Yeah, of course. But staying consistent, important. We've seen that with the podcast even, since we've been consistently pushing these out. Hopefully you guys have noticed, the release schedule is quite a bit more consistent now.
Yeah.
And it's got more traction because of it. I think the platforms kind of know what we're about a little better.
Yeah.
ChatGPT does, by the way. It referred a client to us.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Seems like, hey, we got a new lead source.
Hey, there you go.
I don't know why it's.
Well,
this is a whole marketing field.
That's
Some of you listening probably know it better than I.
Yeah.
It will be the new search engine, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it knows us. It knows the dinosaur. So let's talk about kind of bursts and speed because if you're building a sustainable company, which is what we're trying to do here, I've done everything I can to build this business to where it's not Justin Miller and Company. That's why it's Jurassic Marketing. It's got its own thing. I'm really not client facing a lot other than special events and speaking, podcast. And it's good because I run in bursts.
Yeah.
I have people around me to support the consistent effort, but I go for short periods of time, and then I retract, I figure stuff out, and then I go. That's, I don't know, entrepreneurial ADHD or whatever. But if everyone in the company was like me, and we hit that slowdown period, be it holidays or economy or whatever, oh my God, we'd be screwed.
It all shut down. Yeah, you're right. Can you imagine if everyone at the same time was like, I got to take a break. I got to slow down.
Well, that's not something I consciously tell myself either.
No,
it's just
but
my work style.
I think it's your work style, and you invariably have learned maybe internally that you know when. It's just like an instinct, I suppose.
Well, it's when the pain is enough to come in and do some more work, I do some more work.
Makes sense.
Thank God the whole world's not entrepreneurs.
Yeah. No, that
we
makes
have
sense.
a lot of ideas.
But as an entrepreneur, I often think it's just how I'm wired. I don't know any better, or I may learn whether it's work-life balance or work here and up and down. Sometimes I'm just like, and after 30 plus years, I'm like, probably not going to change some of those habits now anyway.
Yeah, but you can build some systems around it. So
No, you're right.
We have clear expectations for what the staff does. I actually have that for me too. I've just built what I need to do personally to allow for that, and not put me in daily communication with clients. Because as much as I love y'all, I'll just fire y'all.
Systems insulate him is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, systems and people. People are good for that.
That's good. I mean, and that's, but that's, I don't know. That I wish I could get my business to that point where I would be more insulated. I still am front facing with almost every client. It's just a different small business. I mean, I'm nowhere near the size you are, but and a lot of these people, if they don't talk to me, they're like, well, why isn't Kevin doing my event, or why isn't Kevin at my wedding? I'm like, I don't want to be at your wedding.
Well, like in our holiday party here a few weeks ago, we did like a Mad Libs. Like someone threw together with some AI help a company Mad Lib. Mm-hmm. And one of them was a phrase someone on staff says all too frequently. The one I say right now is, "This is stupid. Why are we doing this?" We're on a simplicity kick right now. So if anything doesn't fit that mold, you're going to hear me say it's stupid, and you're going to have to justify why it exists.
Okay.
And I'm wrong sometimes, and that's fine. That's the other thing. I'm okay with being wrong, and I have no problem putting my tail between my legs, and I want people to fight for what they believe in. Not only staff, clients too. I think that through that discussion and digression, you get better. We had a core value issue earlier this week. I shouldn't say it's an issue, but an opportunity. In our core values, it says we're willing to have, the honest conversations to help our clients succeed. And we had a client that did a DIY brochure, ordered it through our wholesale portal online, which is like, for those of you that don't know, that profit911print.com is more our wholesale side. Like if you need some business cards, brochures, it's just an online ordering thing. There's no customer service. There's no help with anything, and the prices reflect that. I couldn't in good conscience let him print this brochure. Like,
Bad.
it's not that the content and the words were bad. That was solid. It's that the visual appeal was completely gone. It looked like someone cobbled it together in Microsoft Paint. Had a QR code with like a grid on the background, like you would see in Photoshop or something. Like,
Are you sure he wasn't going for that retro look?
It wasn't retro. I have business cards I did in like Print Shop Deluxe or whatever in 1997
Okay.
that looked a little better.
All right.
So I had to email him and say, hey, I put your job on hold because I would not mail it.
Ooh.
I think it will cause more harm than good. You're welcome to print it. We'll be happy to print it. But I highly, highly advise you spend the $150 or whatever to have a graphic designer do XYZ. I don't care if it's us or someone else that does that for you, but for your own good, do it. So, yeah, every once in a while.
And did they take that as you intended it?
It's still in progress.
Oh,
I think that my account exec team did a little damage control on how the message was worded and received.
Okay.
But I think we got closer to what I was saying.
Well, because a lot of times in those situations, that person probably felt like they've spent an inordinate amount of time putting that together and were proud of it.
Well, it's hard to see. With outside eyes, it's obvious.
Yes.
So I get it.
Yes.
And it wasn't feedback that was asked for. That's
Nobody
the other-
likes unrequested feedback. But you're right. If it's necessary, doesn't mean it's received
well.
well.
The other thing is if he was going to use them and he was going to mail them himself or through us, it doesn't matter. Like he was going to say direct mail doesn't work.
Bingo.
And it may or may not work for what he was doing, but I can assure you the results went down with what
Okay.
was in front of me. So
Well, there you go.
So a little bit of planning, a little bit of help, a little bit of consultative. It all adds up. So let's talk about what you can do this year to get things rolling properly. And the first one's kind of stupid and obvious, but it's the first question I'd ask when I did one-on-one consulting.
Mm-hmm.
It's, what have you done in the past that worked that you aren't doing anymore? Inevitably, people have an answer to that question.
That is strange, though.
Then they never have an answer to the follow-up question, which is, why'd you stop?
Uh-huh.
And I'm as guilty of it as other people are. But this is your easy win.
Yeah.
What did we used to do?
Yeah.
And it's easy, I guess, as a little caveat, it's easy to go back in history a couple of years and think of something you were doing, and like the sting has lessened on things that didn't work. So you might equate success a little bit differently in retrospect. So you got to be careful of that. You tend to forget some of the pain.
You block it out.
Yeah, it's like, if you've been in business long enough, you've probably rehired a past employee. It's just similar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
No longer here.
Yeah. This is why you weren't here for a while.
So, yeah, look at what you were doing. Look at what produced results. And then the other thing is look at what to stop doing. So I had a mentor that used to say entrepreneurs and business owners are great at addition and they're very bad at subtraction. Mm-hmm. And that had to do with people, marketing, operations. It's all areas. You know, we love to build. We don't love to manage, and we certainly don't love to subtract.
Yeah.
And we've done all three of those in 2025 in my business. Yeah, we've built, we've subtracted, we've done everything. So again, up and down the hill. So yeah, dig out some of the fossils. Look back 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even longer years of what worked. Some of it might need adapted to current media. Dairy direct mail guys say that, but
Yeah.
there is a point for that. If you're not consistently communicating, newsletters, broadcast emails, you can start them right away.
Mm-hmm.
Offline, online, hit them both. That's like the laziest, lowest common denominator for marketing communications, monthly newsletter, weekly broadcast email.
Okay.
I wish I could say I get my broadcast email out every week.
I know. I'm the same way.
But yeah, that's sit back, take a couple of days, plan this out, build the system, and stick to the damn system. Like don't go with every little trend. If I'm predicting the future, which I'm just as poor as anyone, I think we have a little more uncertainty to go.
Yeah.
I think for an unknown duration, and then sometime in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I think we have a big correction due to AI. So we have a lot of rapid shifts coming in business and technology. Important to proactively build plans, stick to the plans, look at the data, adjust when necessary. But God, it's not a good time to be chasing the shiny objects.
True.
Like worst I've ever seen for doing that. So if you would like to build a plan with us, see, we actually got a tie in. Did you see that?
This is where we need like a flashing thing at the bottom of the screen here.
I mean, if you want to edit that in.
I might.
So if you see something down here, Kevin did what he said. If
That's
not,
right. If not, I didn't.
If not, you're listening to the audio, which I think we're over 90% audio listeners
It's probably
anyway.
true. Yeah.
But we do have video on YouTube or Apple Podcast if you're watching on a video device, not on the phone. I like to watch myself on the TV, Kevin. Anyhow,
Makes
if you
feel
want,
good.
if you want to watch me on your TV,
Wow.
we are doing a direct mail boot camp. Actually, we're doing 2 of them this year. We will have one virtual option and one in-office option. So virtual is going to be March 26th and 27th. It's 1.5 days. In-office will be September 17th and 18th in lovely East Moline, Illinois.
Beautiful.
If you are Googling where on earth that's at, you want airport code MLI. And that will get you here. You can get all...
Drop a pin in the Mississippi River and you'll be close.
Yeah. You can find it. It's not that bad. We got a regional airport here. They served by several major
I mean, they
airlines.
say they're international, but anything that's bigger than a airstrip says they're international. We're 3 hours from Chicago, so you're close.
Yes. So those are your options. March, online, virtual. September, in person. September is limited to a smaller crowd being in person. March, until the technology breaks, we'll let you in. Our intent, though, is to have this be a workshop, not a lecture. And it is meant for anyone from starting your first direct mail campaign to those running campaigns in the neighborhood of, we'll say, $200,000 to $300,000 a year budget already, and they're trying to tweak that to get a better response. And we will break you up accordingly to kind of where you're at on that journey. So details on that at workshop.jurassicmarketing.com. But yeah, new year, new era, old school marketing, and more dinosaurs.
More shirts, probably. I mean, there's still a lot of room in that rack, so I'm assuming
I am waiting for the day that listeners and clients send me shirts to wear on the podcast.
Oh, now there you go. That is amazing.
Size large.
I was going to say, tell them the size.
You can put your business logo on it if you want.
Yeah.
We-
Send me your shirt. I'll wear it if there's a dinosaur on it.
I like
Want
that.
your logo here, dinosaur here, or all dinosaurs and put your logo on the sleeve. That'd be perfect.
Let's see if anyone does it.
That's a great idea. If you send 2, I'll wear it.
Oh.
Probably XL.
Yeah. There you go.
Wow.
Free branding.
Free branding.
Yep. Hey, we want to grow listenership, by the way, too. So if
Share the
podcast. If you're listening to this for like a one-off, hit subscribe, please.
They're like, wow, these guys are unbelievably good. They're like, this is scintillating.
They mean it's real.
It is. It's real.
So yeah, I mean this is our set is overproduced, but the content is not. This is
really,
real business owner stuff. If you have a business story you want to share, success or struggle, by all means, just reach out. Human being, you can find me, Justin at JurassicMarketing.com. We'll put you on the show. We have lots of openings for 2026, and we have a recording schedule we can get you in for. But yeah, kick the year off right. Be consistent. We'd love to be part of your journey if you want to join us at workshop.jurassicmarketing.com. And if not, we'll see you next episode next week.
Thanks for listening to the Triceratops podcast. Be sure to subscribe and leave your comments. For more information on how Jurassic Marketing Direct Mail can help grow your business, visit JurassicMarketing.com.